Look, President Zelenskyy of Ukraine is pissed, and that's an understatement. And he's calling out Donald Trump in a message posted on social media and in other messages, posted elsewhere, saying, what the hell are you doing, basically? He didn't use those exact words, but he's like, your silence is allowing Vladimir Putin to have permission to kill all of these innocent Ukrainians. So, here's what went down. Over the past, 2 days ago was Kyiv Day, celebrating the 1500 years since the founding of Kyiv. That's when Donald Trump gave that disastrous speech to the army grads at West Point, right? Donald Trump said that he had to go back to deal with the Russia and China situation, so he didn't shake the hands of any of the West Point grads, despite that being a tradition. But then he went back and immediately played golf, and you saw him jetting around or flying around in the golf cart, driving around in the golf cart at Bedminster, having the time of his life. And Putin saw that as, okay, thumbs up, time for me to unleash hell on Ukraine. And Putin put more Shahed drones, more ballistic missiles, other types of missiles as well, all throughout Ukraine and in Kyiv, really more than we've ever seen pretty much for the entire history of the war, because Putin is looking at the fact that Trump did not impose sanctions, and that Trump's basically, publicly stated that he's done negotiating with Ukraine and with Putin's based on Putin's unlawful invasion. So Putin's basically seen this as a green light at this point to just go and bomb Ukraine and kill innocent people. So let's talk about what Zelenskyy posted. Let's just go through the receipts one by one here. So here's what Zelenskyy said. He goes, each terrorist Russian strike is sufficient reason for new sanctions against Russia. Russia is dragging out this war and continues to kill every day. The world may go on a weekend break, but the war continues regardless of weekends and weekdays. This cannot be ignored. Silence of America and silence of others around the world only encourages Putin. You see, he's calling Trump out directly. Without truly strong pressure on the Russian leadership, this brutality cannot be stopped. Sanctions will certainly help. Determination matters now. The determination of the United States, of European countries, and of all those around the world who seek peace. The world knows all the weaknesses of the Russian economy. The war can be stopped, but only through the necessary force of pressure on Russia. Putin must be forced to think not about launching missiles, but about ending the war. In other words, it's peace through strength. And President Zelenskyy talks about how rescuers have been working in more than 30 Ukrainian cities and villages following Russia's massive strike. Wherever necessary, work continues. Our emergency services on the ground providing assistance and supporting people. And late at night, Russians attacked across Ukraine, again, making it very clear once again that they think Trump is weak and pathetic, and that they're just going to keep on killing innocent Ukrainians. They have no desire for peace at all. And as I've said before, on the one hand, Ukraine has agreed to an unconditional ceasefire. On the other hand, Putin keeps on sending ballistic missiles into Ukraine, killing innocent Ukrainians, Shahed drones into Ukraine, killing innocent civilians. And you can see this drone swarm that was sent by Putin on Kyiv Day to kill as many civilians and to give the middle finger to the world and to say, Trump, we know you're weak, we know you're out, and we're going to attack civilians. We read your weakness, Trump, as a green light. Andrei Sybiha, foreign minister for Ukraine, says, a difficult Sunday morning in Ukraine after a sleepless night. The most massive Russian air attack in many weeks lasted all night. Russia launched hundreds of drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles into Ukrainian cities and communities during the night, injuring and killing people, including at least 3 children. When the entire world calls for an end to the killing, Putin orders even more strikes, attacks, and murders of children. This once again emphasizes the imperative of full, unconditional, and durable ceasefire for any meaningful peace effort. The world must pressure Russia to accept it and put an end to the killings immediately. As Adrian P. writes, and this is important to note, this is the reality of the situation that exists. As much as Trump wants to hide in his golf bunker and avoid the reality of the world situation, a full-scale war between Europe and Russia is inevitable. And Trump's America is doing everything in its power to weaken Europe, to weaken Ukraine, so the Russians could pick them off one by one. You see here the explosions in Kyiv, the metro stations being filled with sheltering residents as Russians target the city with cruise missiles, attack after attack after attack. And we know that Putin has no appetite for compromise at all. Putin wants the full and utter destruction and genocide in Ukraine. Someone by the name of Marko Mikkelsen, chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in Estonian Parliament, says it must be understood that there is no non-military solution to Russia's aggression against Ukraine. Ukraine's victory will depend on a combination of superior firepower, technological advantage, deep strike capability, and strong sanctions. The West is capable of providing all of this. What's needed is political will. And of course, Donald Trump has zero political will. And there you have Zelenskyy calling Donald Trump out in very, very, very powerful and appropriate terms right there. Let me just share with you what Donald Trump said yesterday regarding Putin, and you could again just see, it's like, okay, Putin, you're being naughty. You're making me very mad, Putin. All right, then impose the sanctions. Then do something about it. Because you've been out there saying that you think Putin wants peace. You've been out there bragging how you had this call with Putin earlier last week that you said went great. You're just a bullshitter, Donald. You're just a bullshitter. And when it comes to international relations, that's killing people and causing people's lives to lose their lives. Here, play this clip.
Yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time. Always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
President, what do you want to do about that?
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. We'll see what we're going to do. What am I going to tell you? You're the fake news, aren't you? You're totally fake. All right, any other questions? I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people. And something happened to this guy, and I don't like it.
Now, if you've been following the MeidasTouch network, you know that when Putin held the phone call with Donald Trump last Tuesday, Putin did the phone call in an elementary school in the southern region of Russia to send a message that, like, this isn't even a big deal for Putin, that, like, he wanted Trump to know that he really doesn't even give a crap, like that he's even talking to the president of the United States. Here, play this clip. And here Donald Trump was talking about how Putin kept on bringing up Melania over and over again. Here, play this clip right here.
And compassionate First Lady, I would tell you she is very dedicated. In fact, if you look at just what I heard, Putin just said they respect your wife a lot. I said, what about me? No, they like Melania better. That wasn't good. I don't know if that was good. I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
But this is what Donald Trump said last Tuesday following the call with Putin. And of course, our media in the United States tried to act like, oh, this was a great call. Trump says we're closer to peace. No, we're not. It's Trump capitulating. Remember when Trump said this? Just completed my 2-hour call with Putin of Russia. I believe it went very well. Russia and Ukraine will immediately start negotiations toward a ceasefire. More importantly, an end to the war. The conditions for that will be negotiated between the two parties, as it can only be, because they know details of a negotiation that nobody else would be aware of. The tone and spirit of the conversation were excellent. If it wasn't, I would say so now, rather than than later. Russia wants to do large-scale trade with the United States when this catastrophic bloodbath is over. And I agree, there's tremendous opportunity for Russia to create a massive amount of jobs and wealth. Its potential is unlimited. Hey, Donald, you're screwing up the wealth in America right now. America's losing jobs. America is suffering. You're kicking people off of healthcare in America. We don't really have a functioning FAA right now with radars going down in New Jersey and Denver and elsewhere. We have a broken government. Right? You literally destroyed our government. You're preventing people from getting the vaccine who are under the age of 65 in the United States. You've destroyed the ability of weather forecasters to do their job effectively. We're not putting up weather balloons in the United States right now. You think you're going to dangle wealth in front of Putin and that's going to make things right? Like, are you out of your effing mind? Excuse my language. I didn't really curse there. Remember Donald Trump's press conference earlier in the week also when he was asked, you said you believe that Putin wants peace, but he just attacked Ukraine. So what makes you think he wants peace? Here's what he said. Here, play this clip.
You mentioned that you believe Putin wants peace, but he just attacked Ukraine yesterday. So what makes you think that he wants peace?
Well, he's in a war, you know. I mean, nobody said don't. They're fighting, they're attacking each other, and people are dying all the time. He's in a war. He's fighting a war. Nobody said he was going to stop. I think, is it terrible? Yeah, it's terrible. I do. I think it's terrible.
Let me read you the statement of Zelenskyy. He says, every night, our forces work to protect lives. Today, there was a large-scale and vile Russian attack. Ballistic missiles, some were successfully intercepted. There were also 250 drones, mostly Shaheeds. I am grateful to everyone helping Ukraine with their air defense. Delivering air defense systems to us means real protection for people here and now. Russia fills each day with horror and murder. It's simply dragging out the war. All of this demands a response, a strong response from the United States, from Europe, from everyone in the world who wants this war to end. Putin has refused to cease fire repeatedly. It gains him nothing except taking lives every day. Every day gives new grounds for sanctions against Russia. Every day proves that without pressure on Russia, the war will continue. Ukraine is ready for any form of diplomacy that delivers real results. We are ready for all steps that can guarantee true security. It is Russia that is not ready for anything. And that's well said, and truer words could not have been spoken right there. So I want to keep you posted on the status of Ukraine. Devastating, dozens killed, more attacks happening every single day. Putin shows no sign of ending the unlawful invasion. And, you just have Donald Trump there, just kind of whining, feckless, weak, and Zelenskyy calling him out. We'll keep you posted every step of the way here on the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.